Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new documentary, A Sexplanation. And this is from director Alex Liu, and a very personal story talking about to right the wrongs of all American sex education. A 36-year-old goes on a quest to uncover naked truths and hard facts, no matter how awkward it gets. He's on a mission to strip away the sexual shame by meeting with researchers and educators who are helping us build a healthier, sexier future. And Alex Liu crafts this documentary focusing on what our culture has done in terms of shaming and placing this taboo on sex. And whether it's from a religious place or any other kinds of perspectives, trying to break down these barriers and trying to have people feel more comfortable with their sexuality and being able to talk about sex. And what I appreciated most about this film is that Liu is very passionate about it, makes it very personal, and you feel his journey where, like, it has, like, those narrative elements of, like, it's his journey through all of this processing, and you feel his growth as well, coming out as a gay man and trying to have these conversations with his parents. He has conversations with Republican politicians and their perspectives on things, especially when it comes to pornography, and trying to take down the illusions of, like, how dangerous pornography is, and having the real tough talks about what sex education really needs to be. And I feel like this story comes more poignantly from the fact that this man is very passionate about it, and he has these conversations with his parents, and you get to see his growth with his relationship with his parents, being able to have open conversations about sex and talking to them about their sex lives, which was, some of those scenes were fantastic, and like the interactions between his two parents and how they reacted differently to things. And it's entertaining too, because Liu has a great sense of humor and is very blunt about things, and like how he introduces himself, that introduces how he's gay, is he's sitting there with like ice cream pop shaped like a penis and a scrotum, and talking about how much he loves penis, and starts eating it, and it's just like, yep, that's the kind of movie we're watching. And that's the thing, this is very graphic. It doesn't turn away and shy away from talking very bluntly about sex and genitalia and pornography. He interviews somebody from Pornhub and like looking at people's like the most searched things and different kinds of things that people like. And I appreciated the perspective on trying to find, like, trying to tear down, and like he sits down with a politician who he's very obviously opposed to. Like, I don't think they really push the envelope too much with the interview, and they do play nice with each other for the most part. And you obviously could have gotten deeper, could have really drilled down, but like he was trying to play nice, and you know, they get enough out of it to still make it a meaningful interaction. He has this conversation with a Catholic priest, which was particularly interesting in their perspective on what sex means and how it permeates the human existence. And he has some great conversations about trying to define sex with researchers and experts. And, you know, we got to throw in Kinsey there a little bit, and then show Liam Neeson. But the idea of, like, trying to have these conversations and define what sex is, and which is a hard thing to do necessarily, what exactly that is, if you're not going by the strictest of specifics of it is, like, vaginal intercourse between a man and a woman. That is the most bare bones, like, very specific and hard-nosed definitions of what sex is, but is that really representative of sex? And this film asks those hard questions with a lot of personality, with fun, but also earnestness, and without shame or judgment. And I appreciate this film trying to breed sex positivity in a way of getting rid of those two things. Judgment and shame are what causes so many problems with this kind of stuff. Educate kids about, like, pornography is fantastical. It's not realistic. Don't expect these kinds of interactions with your partners. Being open and honest and real about sex education and which we're in a very interesting place in our country right now because it's going the complete opposite direction and saying we should not be talking about any of this with our children. That does not belong in schools. But the thing is, it's like, if they're not going to get it at home, this kind of thing needs to be talked about because it causes a bigger... I could have a whole entire big conversation about our society and stuff like that, but I will keep it to this. This is a very sex positive, entertaining, and informative documentary that has a lot of passion to it. And I appreciated how bold and straightforward and blunt it was about things, and I definitely recommend it. But those are my thoughts on a Sexplanation. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.